All right, what's up, everybody? Graham here. And I wanted to take some time today to talk about something that people have been asking me tons about lately. They've been asking me, Graham, how do you have so much energy? How do you sustain this energy level all day? And so I want to talk about that today for sure. First, I want to address why or where I've got all my energy from. And second, I want to talk about how to sustain that energy level throughout the day, right? So let's go way back to when I was a little tyke. And my dad got me involved in swimming before I could even walk, right? And if there's one way to sustain energy or to jumpstart your energy level, it's to do something unpleasant, right? To push yourself out of your comfort zone. That's definitely gonna increase your energy level. And getting up early in the morning and jumping into a freezing cold pool will do just that for you, right? And that's what swimming is getting up early in the morning in a freezing cold pool. And it's just not that pleasant, but it definitely wakes you up and gets your energy up. So that's the first thing. The second thing was in second grade, I had a teacher named Miss Brewer. And at the end of the year, she gave out accolades to the class. And in these accolades, some students I had a friend who got artistic, and I had another friend who got trustworthy, another friend who got honest, but just guess what I got? Energetic. I was always excited. I was energized all the time, forever, right? And throughout my schooling, the only thing I ever was consistent on my report card was talks persistently, distraction to class, can't shut up. Now, I didn't really say that, but it's kind of what it meant. And you know what? That's okay, because at least I know where I stand. At least I had energy, right? There were a lot of kids that had their heads down. I'd rather at least make class a little more interesting than just be boring all the time, right? Because that's not fun. Life's about being fulfilled and having fun. So, that leads to my next point about schooling, right? Because how to sustain your energy level is something that everyone has learned, whether you realize it or not. It's something that you learned if you went to a public school in the United States of America. And it's Newton's first law of motion, right? Objects in motion stay in motion unless acted upon by an unbalanced force, right? So motion creates a motion, objects in motion stay in motion. So how do you sustain energy all day, Graham? So this is how you do it, ready? There's a couple ways. First and foremost, exercising, right? Exercising is an upbeat thing. You're moving around, right? All the time. Lifting weights, running, meditating, as far as yoga is concerned, stretching. Like, this is all stuff that's gonna increase your energy level. It's gonna keep you moving. It's gonna keep you focused. It's gonna keep you driving and your foot on the pedal all the time. So that's one way to sustain your energy level. Another way is reading, right? Because why? Because reading gets you inspired, and inspiration breeds energy, right? So if I read something amazing, now I'm inspired, now I'm energized. Woo, sweet. Then I go to the gym, energized. Woo, sweet. Then I meet someone new after the gym, and they blow my mind. They're super cool, and they have tons to offer me, and they teach me something new. Boom, energized, inspiration, there we go. And there's just so many ways to do it, right? And the key is just keep moving. Notice how in all three of those examples, I was doing something. I was moving. You gotta keep moving. That is how you sustain energy. You just keep moving. Because there's a lot of people, and I know them, and this is okay, because this is the society this is what they've taught us to do, is when you're having a long day, right? You sit down on the couch, it's kind of comfy, put on the TV. Ooh, these pillows though. Ooh, I don't know. Ooh, yeah, okay. Just for 30 minutes, right? And the next thing you know, an hour, 2 hours later, you wake up and you're groggy. And let's say after work, you go to bed at like 7 p.m. for a nap. It's supposed to be 20 minutes. You wake up at 9. Well, your circadian rhythm's all messed up, and now your sleep schedule's messed up. And the next day you wake up and you don't have as much energy, right? So that's definitely not what you want to do. Objects in motion stay in motion, so stay in motion. It's just that simple. Another thing that you might want to look into is maybe not having as much caffeine in your diet, right? Because caffeine's just like any other drug. What goes up must come down. So the more caffeine you take, the more you're going to feel it later, unless you drink more coffee. And then that's the cycle of caffeine, where you just start drinking it all day, and next thing you know, you're drinking 5 cups a day, spending buku bucks at Starbucks all day, which is, I don't drink coffee, so whatever, that's just not me. But I mean, there are alternatives to that. It's called staying in motion. You could just do that all day, and then you wouldn't have to worry about coffee, right? So those are just a few of the ways to sustain your energy level, right? And the reason that sustaining energy is so important is because if you have a high energy level, you can enjoy the moment, right? Think back to when you were younger in the summertime, let's say 12 years old, there wasn't a worry in the world. You were bubbling with energy. You didn't have any caffeine in your system. You didn't have a job to drain you. You didn't have a relationship to drain you. You only had your friends and the beautiful sunshine, right? And you were energized. You were there in the moment and you were in the now. And that's why you look back on it and you're like, those are the best days of my life. That's because you had the most energy. Right? You could still have that energy level, I promise you. I live today like I did when I was 12 years old. I feel like a little kid when I wake up every single morning because I know the only thing I have to do is stuff that I like to do, right? And I know that I have a high energy level and I'm going to sustain that energy level throughout the day by doing things that get me excited, get me inspired, get me motivated, right? So that's how you sustain your energy. How do you do it? We already discussed this, right? Stay in motion, keep doing things, reading, exercising, meeting new people, being out and about, sitting out in the sun. All of these things give you energy, right? So I want you to try any of these things. And if you have any ways that you think that are even better or that have worked for you on how to sustain your energy level, definitely comment in the comment section below. Like the video. Also follow me on Instagram and Snapchat for more energized quotes of the day. And just honestly, just if you want to see something cool, because I love posting all day. Obviously, this is something that I do. So anyway, everyone have an energized day. I hope that you learned something, and I'll talk to you soon.